Bosh, we're back. Squeeze the neck. What's over there? Carlson, Gracie, Hull. Second time here with my new mate, Owen. He's just pronounced his name, so I've got to get this right. Owen Livesey. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate you doing this. So you're over briefly. You're based in Thailand now. I believe last time I was here with Jay was actually around the time you was going. So how long have you been out there now, mate?
We moved over there in December. So it's been about... I think we've done about 8 months there now.
Nice, yeah, nice. We was talking before this come on about how nice lifestyle, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. We get into all that, but one thing I want to talk about, we jump about on this one. I don't know if you've seen any of them, but your judo background's extensive, and I think a lot of people now that sort of are into the grappling know you from that, right? And I don't think they'll know you judo guy, I think, but they don't know like the extent of it, right? Because Commonwealth Games gold medal is like, well, more than no joke, but you get where I'm coming from. Yeah. Fresh off a Polaris win, which we'll come to. But take us back a bit, mate. When did you get into judo?
I started judo when I was 8. So, like, I started playing rugby first.
Okay.
I started because where I'm from, St Helens is a rugby town.
Oh, so where are we in the country from St Helens here?
So we're in Hull now, so, like, this is Yorkshire. St Helens is in Lancashire, northwest.
Right. How far away are we?
It's about 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's not local, particularly?
It's not too far, though, but it's kind of like Hull. Like, if you're in Hull, really, every kid plays rugby at some point. They've got 2 teams in the Super League here. But
speaking foreign language to me now, mate. You might as well be speaking Thai to me here.
St Helens has got a rugby team as well, but like St Helens' team, especially when I was a kid, was winning everything.
Well, okay.
So like, as a kid, mate, you played rugby. Everyone played rugby, and then people just chose what they did later on. So I started rugby at 5. Then some guy, my first coach, Pete Blood, came into my school when I was 8. I just did like a little taster course, like 6 weeks. So we trained judo for 6 weeks. At the end of the 6-week block, he gave us an option to then join a gym, join a club if we wanted to, if we liked it, to keep doing it outside of school. So I did. I went along, did like 2 or 3 sessions a week, and it just went from there, mate. Like, I didn't stop. We kept going, like, literally till I was like 27.
Did you? Yeah. Because judo's hard on the body, isn't it? For anyone who don't know.
The difference is with judo and Jiu Jitsu, like, for example, is like, it's just so explosive, mate. It's like similar to wrestling. Like, in Jiu Jitsu, it can all be a bit slower. Like, isometric strength's a little bit more important because it's a lot of get to a position, keep the position, build pressure, move to the next position, repeat basically until you get a finish. Whereas judo, you can train all year, full time, go out, someone puts you on your back, throws you onto your back in 3 seconds and you've lost. That's like a knockout in boxing for them.
Ippon, right?
Ippon. So literally all your training's super explosive, from your weightlifting to your conditioning to what you're doing on the mat. Like, and it's just pure repetition as well. Like, it's very, very different to the way a lot of people train Jiu-Jitsu. Every day we would just be drilling and drilling and drilling, but obviously judo drilling is being thrown.
Right. Okay.
See, mate, you're just getting thrown over 200 times every single day, 5 or 6 days a week, and that's your technical stuff.
Right.
Then you're sparring nearly every day on top of that, so it's like super physical lifestyle, which is why you see a lot of people retire from judo before 30.
Right.
Because it just batters your body.
Yeah, knees is the big one I see from judo people, right? They always seem to say their knees.
Well, I snapped my ACL when I was 18.
Right.
Doing judo.
Done well to get to that age, really, didn't you?
Yeah, honestly, mate, it's just so common because it's a lot of, obviously, you see people in football do their ACLs twisting. The amount of twisting and rotating in judo is just, it's insane, mate. Like, you watch high-level judo and some of the movements they make, and then you take into the account how strong and powerful both people are. So not just the rotation, but like the actual velocity involved in that rotation as well. There's a lot of stress on your knees and your elbows and stuff, mate.
And you would have been doing judo, I'm assuming, when the rule changes come in, right? So, like, for anyone who doesn't know, you'll know more than me, but it's to do with attacking the legs of your arms, am I right?
Yeah, so like when I was a kid, luckily for me, so I do think it was lucky, we could still grab legs.
Right.
So I started like the old school judo, which I'm glad I did, because later on, which we'll talk about soon, like going into like nogi and stuff, it wasn't new to me, because when I started judo, it was the old school judo, which was basically wrestling in the gi.
Right.
We wrestled. So like I'd do judo from about 12. I was doing judo Monday, Wednesday, Friday. freestyle wrestling Tuesday, Thursday, and jiu-jitsu on a Sunday.
Right, okay.
So I was kind of training everything from when I was 12, really.
And was it like then? Because like wrestling, especially like in London, it's quite hard to find. I was lucky to find a good wrestling coach, but they're quite few and far between. You know what I mean? It's not a culture. Did you have much of that up there where you was?
Northern England is weirdly quite good, mate.
Right.
So like, there's a guy. Our coach was John Mellin. He got a Commonwealth bronze medal. I can't tell you what year it was. So he was a decent standard wrestler. And he was also the coach of Mike Grundy.
Okay.
So Mike Grundy would come to our gym sometimes. He'd actually do judo with us sometimes as well. Sometimes I'd do all the wrestling sessions, and sometimes he'd come along. So I'd get to train with him, and then every now and then he'd throw a gi on and he'd do the judo as well. And he was all right at it at the time because it was wrestling in a gi.
Right.
The grips were a little bit different for him, but it was genuinely wrestling in a gi. It was that similar that you could genuinely cross-train.
And what's his credentials like? Because I know he was a high-level wrestler, but that's kind of the extent of what I know about him. Did he go to games and things like that?
Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
So the Commonwealth Games I won in judo, he got bronze at wrestling.
Did he? Okay,
Yeah.
so serious. Because
Which
in
is
England
good.
we don't get them, do we, really?
Yeah, because like in wrestling Commonwealth Games as well, the Indians are very good. The Indians are very good wrestlers, and they're in the Commonwealth.
Right.
They're not that good at judo, but for wrestling, it's one of their main sports. So if you can manage to get a Commonwealth bronze in wrestling, you're a good level.
Right.
He's a very good wrestler, Mike.
Canadians, I would imagine, are quite tasty
Canadians
as well.
are in
aren't
there
they?
as well.
Yeah.
They're good wrestlers. Yeah.
Because I tell you the only reason I know, I was in Bulgaria. We spoke briefly again off camera about Lubo, who I trained wrestling with. We did a trip to Bulgaria sort of before, I believe they were going to Australia. I can't remember which part, you might know better than me. I think it was 2018 sort of time. And the English team was there, and there was like an international competition going on.
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast, that's what it was, yeah. And you see some of these like wrestlers from like the Eastern Bloc and whatnot up close. I don't think people appreciate like wrestling's a motherfucker of a sport, isn't it? Like up close when you see it like that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the system is out there in terms of the youth programs and that, but when we trained, like after there was a kids class, and I've spoke about this a million times on here, but there was like kids that are 6 to 9, I think the class was, they're doing backflips down the mat. Like athleticism's at a height, at a premium out there. Do you know what I mean?
That is high level judo and high level wrestling's like that.
Right.
Like, especially in Eastern Bloc countries as well. Like, it was just normal for us. Like when we'd finish a training camp or a session on a training camp, the Russian squad would just be stood there doing backflips. Like, they're unbelievable athletes, mate. Like, it isn't just. A lot of people don't see that because, like, jiu-jitsu is very much now turn up, do your sport, get good at your sport, develop your skill in your sport. There's people pushing S&C, but like judo, wrestling, it's very, 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 very important to be an athlete.
I think so.
It's not just like there's a lot of good. Some of the best people in the world who do very well in jiu-jitsu are super unathletic.
Right.
That would never happen in judo and wrestling. It's
Can't
happen.
It can't. I tell you what's died out a little bit in my time as well since I've been doing jiu-jitsu is like, you know, the warm-ups. They used to be a bit more run around the mats, shrimp, forward rolls, cartwheel. Yeah. Nowadays it does seem to turn up, right, grab, and I'm guilty of this when I teach too, but like, you know, just turn up and start having a bit of a flow roll and like, you cut it out.
It's a tough one because it's like, you see like warm-ups like that get a lot of shit. And I do understand why. Like, mate, it depends who you're coaching, I think. Like, if I was 45 years old and I'd been working all day, and then I came to do a bit of grappling, and the guys got me running around doing cartwheels and that, I'd probably be pissed off.
Right.
But I know in judo, mate, we do that every session because we've already said you have to be athletic. Jiu-jitsu, it's not quite as important. But I do think being able to move is never going to be a bad thing. You never hear someone say, I lost that match because I moved too well.
Right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas you will hear someone say, he was too athletic for me. You'll hear that quite a lot. So I don't think there's anything bad to it, but I'm like that myself now. If I coach, we kind of just warm up with drills.
Yeah.
Sometimes, or we'll put it straight into a position, and where the position I know is safe, we'll lock them into a position, they'll actually just spar straight away.
Right.
Under like conditions.
Yeah, so but I think it's relevant, like you're saying, it depends who you're catering to, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Sure. If you've got a load of late teens, early 20s geezers that are getting ready for competition versus your 45-year-old mechanic, for example, you have got to cater to that. And I did a judo, you might know the lady actually, who she is, Lily Noreen, I think her name is. You know,
she was a bit younger than me.
That's right, great girl. So shout out Lily, we might do some training actually. She's, but I did like a seminar at her, with her. And it was, you can see the athleticism when she moves. I mean, she's an Olympian, do you know what I mean, for anyone who doesn't know. But like, there's a level of athleticism to, I want to call it sort of standing grappling arts, if you like, excluding jiu-jitsu, because there is a level of athleticism with them sort of people that is like, it's different, isn't it? Like when I've been around wrestlers and stuff, you go like, man.
It's just like, for example, like in judo and wrestling, you will probably, I would say 95% of people that do well at a high level in judo and wrestling started as a kid.
Right. Is it is there an age where you're too late, do you think, to get into it?
Yeah, for sure. Unless, I'd say the only exceptions you might get to that is heavyweights.
Right.
Because heavyweight's just not as athletic. But you honestly, you will not get 60 kilos to 81 kilos and 90 kilos probably. You will not get anyone in that sport turning up at 25 to 30 and going to an Olympic Games. It just doesn't happen.
Right.
Like everyone's got them movement capabilities built into them since they were 5.
Right. Because there is an element, like gymnastics comes to mind too, right? They are sort of gymnasts, not the same, but do you know what I mean? They've got that kind of body, ain't they? Where it's like a slinky, where you feel like if you fry them, they're going to bounce and they're going to get back up. But was you good straight away? Was that the thing you was doing?
Mate, like, I started judo when I was 8, and like I was pretty small as a kid. Like up till 16 years old, I'd compete at 60 kilos.
Did you really? At 16 still?
Yeah. Like, I wasn't a very big kid at all.
And what are you now? Like sitting in, I know you're obviously not 16 anymore, but
92, 93.
It's a big difference, isn't it? So you obviously had like a bit of a, was it a bulk or intentional, or did you grow?
No, so like, when I was, like, it was very important in judo to keep your weight down. And when I was, so at the start there, I wasn't very good, I wasn't very successful. Like, it took me something like 5 British championships as a kid to get my first medal.
Really?
So like, we'd have to qualify for the British, so I'd qualify every year. I'd go to the British, I'd just get battered first round every year. But like, I think what kept me in the sport was I was playing a bit of rugby, doing a bit of judo, so it wasn't like all my eggs in one basket.
Right.
So if I lost, I was just like, yeah, shit, keep training, go and play some rugby as well, and I just kept going. When I got my first medal, I was like 15, 16, it was a silver. And then after that one silver, I won it every year then. And even when I went into juniors, I won it, and then when I went into seniors, I won it. But in terms of my weight, when I started getting that success at like 15 and 16, it was kind of important to then keep your weight down. So for like the next 2 or 3 years, genuinely like till I was about 18, 19, I was like trying to hold on to 60 kilos. And it was getting really, really, really hard, to the point that when I moved up, the next weight up 66 and I skipped it. Whoa. I literally went boom, straight up, went past 66 and started fighting at 73s.
So 60, 73 is a massive difference, especially at that size of body, isn't it?
Like, so like I was coming down at one point as a 17-year-old or something from about 69.
Right.
So then as soon as I actually allowed my body to eat what it wanted to eat all year round, I got to like 72, 73 straight away.
Right.
Spent a couple of years in that, and then the latter stage of my career, I was walking at about 88, fighting at 81.
Right, which 88 is a lump, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you're in shape and you're training like that, like 88 is a big,
I'm
strong
only 4
lump.
kilos more than that now.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, which is, I mean, in itself, a sport in some ways, isn't it? Like, with all combat sports. Like, I remember being, like, boxing, stepping on a scale in the gym for just a club show at, like, fucking 71 kilos. I ain't got no fat to come off me, and coach looking at you going, you're fat, cunt. You know, you can, like, get a bit more. But it's like that, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It is very encouraged to lose all the time.
It's brutal. Like, now, like, I'm lucky, I've never had any, like, eating disorders. But the amount of people that I know, friends included, who have come through that cycle and come through the same development program, and they're just wild, mate, in terms of eating disorders. Like, even now they've retired, and they're like, they look at the scales like, I'm 64 kilo.
Is that right?
64 kilo, it's nothing. It's like, yeah, but I'm normally 60.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking hell, mate, you're an adult.
Yeah, you're a grown man, yeah.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it? Because you do see guys as well, as they go through the weights, they go the other way sort of thing, don't they? In terms of, like, I know people, no named guys, but you know, like, they used to box at 69s and whatever. Like, they could cut both legs off, they ain't making 69 now, do you know what I mean? And they sort of, where they're training so hard, I think when they get out of it, which amazes me too, I can't get that mindset at all, but when they stop, they don't want to train no more, they don't want to do nothing anymore, which I find crazy.
Yeah, I can't relate to that.
Nah,
like,
I can't. No.
If you get good at something, for me, like, I train as long as I can, but even when I can't train, I'm still going to be involved with what I'm doing.
Right.
I actually just love what I do.
Yeah,
I love coaching it and being involved, and I can't imagine what I would actually do if I wasn't doing it.
Right. And with like competing at the Commonwealth Games, was that like, did you see that at the time? Because the reason I ask is like a major thing. It obviously is, but like some people, I think, when you speak to them, they don't realise how big it is till like they look back on it type thing. Did you realise it was a big deal at the time when you was going there?
I did, yeah, but like, mate, it's weird because like as we'll go into more stuff now, like a lot of stuff I've done hasn't been planned. But you know, like, when you get a lot of people and they're like, I fucking dreamt that as a 3-year-old. Lying there, I just seen it when I was 3 years old. It's like a lot of the stuff that I've done hasn't been planned. So like when I said I was getting all that success around like 16 years old, I was kind of winning everything for my age at 16. It was when I was about that age, around 16 to 18, when London 2012 got announced.
Right.
And at the time, there was nobody in my weight as a senior that was performing well as a senior. So I ended up going full time. So I left home really early, started training full time in Kent. So I was living in Dartford, training judo full time there with as part of the GB program. And they were actually at one point, which was ridiculous. Like, I'm glad it didn't happen. They were trying to like push me into doing London 2012 because what they were seeing was they were seeing us as potential for the future. So what they were saying is, we've got no seniors who are going to go there and potentially win a medal. So we might as well put these youngsters in for experience. So when they go maybe in 2016 or 2020, it's not like, wow, I'm at the Olympics and they've been there before. But then my training partner, funnily enough, in the future, Danny Williams, he ended up getting a World Cup bronze, which was like, right, that's actually one legit result as a senior. So he went, which is probably good for me, but at the time I got super excited and thinking, like, you know, I'm 16, I'm going to go to the Olympic Games, which was just fucking ridiculous. So when that blew out, I ended up going back to St Helens for a little bit, and I kind of didn't really know what to do. I wasn't loving being in Dartford. Like for me, I loved training judo, training wrestling, training Jiu Jitsu, playing rugby. And then when I went full time as a 16-year-old, it was like, right, you're doing judo 2 or 3 times a day, every single day, and that's it. Right. You're not going out, you're not doing anything. So it was all very much like, fucking hell, I didn't expect it to be like this. So I went back to St Helens for about 6 months. And I was still doing a bit of judo, I was lifting some weights, like catching up with mates. I even started playing a bit of rugby on a weekend again. And then it got announced, Glasgow 2014 Commonwealth Games, and I thought, maybe I could get to that. I'm not sure, but like I would love to have a go. But I didn't want to go back to Dartford. So there's another training centre in Surrey called Camberley, which is like, you'd have to go and see that place to believe it. It's like a cabin on bricks, 10 bedrooms on this corridor. Each bedroom's got a bunk bed in. And there's
a bunk bed?
Bunk bed, like an army-style military bunk bed. There's like 16 to 20 athletes living in this one cabin, all on bunk beds. One kitchen between us all, 2 toilets, 1 shower, 1 tiny room that we trained in, like smaller than this mat, probably like 3/4 of this mat. But like the standard that this place was producing was ridiculous, so I thought I'll go there. It was like part of the GB programme, but not to the point where it was super strict as well. So we went there, training was phenomenal. And then I ended up winning a couple of tournaments, which put me in contention, but you actually had to qualify for the Commonwealth Games. So we had to basically do like world tours. So we were doing like South America tours, where we did a tournament, a World Cup in Chile, Uruguay, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Went to Mauritius, did a World Cup there. And I ended up winning Chile and beating, at the time, Ivan Nifontov, who was probably my best win. He was like current world champion from Russia, Olympic bronze medalist. I ended up beating him in Chile, won that, won Argentina, silver or gold in Uruguay. I won Mauritius. So I started getting on this massive run. Like 2014 and 2015 was probably like my best years of judo. And then I ended up qualifying for the Commonwealth Games. So then it was like, it was a big deal because I think having to qualify for it built it up as well.
You looked at it as a foreigner because you're English, and like Commonwealth Games is separate, and it's Scotland, England, so you have to qualify. Is that the reason?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not sure what the reason is. Like, you have to qualify for an Olympic Games.
Okay.
The only time we didn't was when it was in London, because we were the home country.
Yeah,
we were the host country. But normally you'd have to, like, qualifying for the Olympic Games is 10 times harder. You got to be like top 18 in the world or something like that.
Gotcha.
So when I actually got picked for it, I was like, fucking hell, like, I am actually going, like. And then they make a big deal of it as well. So all of a sudden then, because judo, no one talks about it at all. So we were just these lads living in like a cabin on bricks, like no one had a clue who it was, and they had no reason to. But then all of a sudden it was like drug testers were knocking on the door every minute. Like people were coming for interviews all the time, and we were like, fucking hell, what's going on here? Like we just want to train. And then we went into the village, and then it gets really big, because like those lads have just never been out of fucking this cabin.
Right.
Now we're in this Commonwealth village, and it's fucking just wild. And you've got like some of the sprinting teams there.
Right.
So you see, that for me was like shit, because you'd see these like super famous sprinters, because you've got like the Trinidad and Tobago team and all that, and you'd see all these in there. And at the time, we're still like super young. And then like, I ended up winning it, and there was 3 of us that went from Camberley as well. So like out of, you've got 60, 66, 73, 81, 90 and plus, you've got 6 males, each in different weights. And and Camberley team, where we were living, had 3 of that team.
Ooh.
And we all won.
You all won golds as well?
We all won. So you had 60 kilo, Ashley McKenzie won. My training partner, Danny Williams, won 73. And then I won 81.
That's mad, that, isn't it? To come from like a cabin, essentially, and win like a Commonwealth game. But I tell you what, I've heard a little bit about it, and Danny Williams, the name was ringing a bell. I used to do a bit of training in a place in Aldershot, which is fairly sort of close, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And there was a guy on the mat who's, I forget his name, but he was a bit of a judo guy. Not a high-level guy, but he'd done some judo, and I think he'd done a bit around him, and he knew the name. And he always used to say, Danny Williams, you've got to listen to that. This would have been after the Commonwealth Games, so that might have been why he was speaking about him. But I've heard that before, that it was just like a load of lads in a cabin, right?
Just like, I've never ever to this day like been in a better environment to just be good at what you do.
Right.
Because like there was just 0 distractions, mate. Like no one wanted anything other than to just win.
And is this getting funded by whatever it would have been?
The place had a few sponsors.
Right.
So because it was like it just worked out well, because it's in Surrey. There's a lot of people who have a lot of money in Surrey.
Yeah.
And there was a guy called Danny Pecorella, so you'll probably hear of an hotel called Penny Hill Park.
Okay.
It got voted like the best spa in Europe at one point. It's a phenomenal place, mate. It's in Surrey, like huge. Somehow this guy who owns Penny Hill Park just loved judo.
That's mad in itself, isn't it?
Happened to love judo. So he just fully funded to support. There was like 5 of us who had a shot at the Olympic Games. So he was like, right, whichever tournaments you need to go to, I will fund it for you lot to try and get to the Olympic Games. So like every day, mate, honestly, like we had no money at all, but we didn't need it.
Right.
It's like we all lived together. You get up in the morning, every single morning would be a strength or conditioning. 10 o'clock. 12 o'clock we'd do technical drills. You'd go back next door and eat, and you'd literally just go to bed. And then you'd get up and you'd just spar in the evening. That was it. And then when we got a little bit older and you kind of needed a bit of cash, all we did then was we just taught 1 class of judo in a school at 3 p.m. So it would literally be like 10 a.m. train, 12 midday train, go and get an hour's sleep, get up, drive to a school, teach for an hour, get back and then spar. Right. And that's all we'd do. We'd have weekends off, or we'd jump on this club bus that they had. Our coach would just drive us like 2 hours across the country. We'd all jump off, win a tournament, get back on, and drive us home.
And what's that like when you turn up at a tournament like that level? Are you just like smashing the competition at this point?
Like that team that we had, mate, in them years was just ridiculous.
So you're just going to pick up gold medals, basically?
Literally. Like you had Ashley McKenzie at 60s. He was number 1 in Great Britain. You had Nathan Burns at 66. He was number 2 in the country. You had Danny Williams at 73. He was number 1 in the country. You had myself at 81. I was number 1 in the country. And then you had Fraser Chamberlain at 90, and he was number 2 in the country. So it was just, mate, honestly, the squad was unbelievable. But then because you all lived together, like there was other national centres in the country as well, but there was just such a big difference that when all of us went abroad to compete and all them did, like I'll never forget the guy who had in the Commonwealth final. He was based at a national training centre in Bath, and where we lived, mate, was a fucking dump. Like to the point where there was no lock for a single door in our building. So like all the doors were fire doors, and they didn't like push bar to open doors, but they didn't even fit in the holes. So the way you'd get in the building of every door, you just walk up and open it with your fingers. Like there was no one ever had a key and a lock. So anyone could get in that building at any time.
All your gear's in there.
Because there's fucking 20 lads in there.
Right.
But I'll never forget, we went to some place to compete. And we got in this hotel and the guy from Bath was like, it's a shithole here, oh my God, it's horrible. And all of us were like, fucking hell, this is lovely. You know what I mean? I've not had a bath for 6 months. Like, we all share a shower. It's like 20 of us, like 2 people in one shower. And then there's like fucking 18 people sat here waiting after training. It's like, wherever we'd travel, we'd have such a good like team, like a proper team. But then everything would just be so comfortable because of where we lived, and that definitely helps as well.
And the age you're at, you're saying like you're young sort of like aspiring judokas is the right word, right? Yeah. So like you're floating about like you say that's all you want to do. It becomes easy, doesn't it? Like I know obviously it is a sacrifice. Don't get me wrong, but like I think people miss that too, don't they? When they think, oh, it's such a sacrifice. Whereas when you're at that age and your responsibilities are quite whatever, like how much of a sacrifice it is, but you're having fun, so it ain't, is it? Do you know what I mean?
It's just like what you're sacrificing. Like we at that point we were like in our 20s then. And it's like, you see lads in the 20s now and like, they work to get money and all that money does is pay for a nice car. And it's just like, we just didn't want the nice car. You know what I mean? I didn't need it, I just wanted to be good at what I did instead. And everyone was kind of in the same mindset. There was no materialistic shit, we just lived in a shithole, we trained every day and won a lot of shit.
Is it all young men as well, or you got women involved too?
We're all very similar age. When we first went, it was just all men.
Right.
The place was just mate, it was just chaotic, it was mental. Right. Towards the back end of when I left, a few girls moved in and just completely changed the dynamic.
I was going to say, it's got to change the dynamic, innit?
Changed it completely. Just like, a few of the lads would act differently, the behaviour had to change, because like when it's just 20 lads in a building, it's got to change. Anything goes, really. Like, yeah, so it changed a lot. Changed
a lot with the women. Hey, make of that what you will. But no, like you've won the Commonwealth Games at this point, and you're how old then was you when you won?
I was about, it'd be 2014 now. I'm 34 now.
So that would be 23 if my maths is right. But like, so you're still like, it's not a kid, but you're a very young man, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Like at that point, is your full focus on the Olympics after that?
It was, mate, massively, because obviously I'd won that in 2014. We were already in the Olympic cycle. So we were already trying to get to Rio, which was 2016.
Yeah.
And that was like my biggest ever, not a regret, but like the thing that I'll just probably never ever get over is that I failed to get to Rio, because like it genuinely could not have been closer.
Right. Oh right, did you actually try to qualify? You didn't move on?
We were in the Olympic cycle before the Commonwealth, because an Olympic cycle is for 4 years. So as soon as London finishes in 2012, I might be slightly out on my dates, but you'll have about a 6-month period where the tournaments don't really mean anything. And then bang, the Olympic cycle starts. So every single time you compete in like World Cups, Grand Prix, Grand Slams, European Championships, World Championships, you get a certain amount of points per medal. Oh
right, so it is a proper 4-year cycle.
Yeah, massive, mate. And then that's how all tallied up. And at the end, they take something like your best 5 results. So it don't matter if you win 20 World Cups, they'll only use 5 of them.
Right.
So like, points from a Grand Slam is better than points from a World Cup.
Okay.
So ideally you want to win the Grand Slams, but the Grand Slams are 10 times harder.
Right.
So like what you'd be trying to do is like, win 3 World Cups, try and get a Grand Prix or a Grand Slam medal, or a placing. Even a placing was points. So then when it got to the end of the cycle, they'd take your best 5 results, tally them together, and then you had to be in the top 18 in the world or something like that.
And are you competing against all the guys in the world, or is it regional? Are you competing against like Europeans?
Oh, everybody in the world.
Everyone in the world, like, so you're competing against the Olympians anyway that you're going to match up
exactly. With? That's like when I beat Nifontov in Chile. He was Olympic bronze medalist.
Right.
But like, yeah, just as soon as the Commonwealth finished, we were already halfway through a cycle. So we had probably about 20 months until qualification was finished. And mate, like I said, my best years of judo was 2014 and 2015. Like
right.
I was nearly winning everything that I fought in. And then basically, mate, there's a lot of pressure. So I was like way in qualification. But then you start, like I'm 23 and I'm qualifying for the Olympics, I'm looking at the world ranking list and I'm way in there. And you just start thinking, fuck, like, you look below you, because all them are trying to chase you, and if they catch you, you fall out, they take your place. And these that are trying to chase you are not from the same country, they're from different countries. So it's like all over the world. So every tournament you do then, you start looking at, he's 100 points behind me, so I need to win this. If he wins 3 fights, he's only fucking 60 points behind me. So you're proper looking down the table now and you're trying to get every result. And that obviously has a bit to do with your performance as well. Like, I'm now feeling a lot of pressure. And they didn't drop, they just went stalemate a little bit. It's like I'd win a tournament, then I'd lose second round, then I'd get a bronze and I'd lose third round. So like I slowly, like I'm getting towards the bottom of Olympic qualification. And then there was there's just mad politics in British judo. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous politics. To the point where I would have gone to the Olympic Games if Great Britain would have took me to a World Championships. Like, I would have qualified. So like, the way it's worked is, basically by the end of qualification, there was 2 tournaments left. Now, there was a Brazilian guy who was competing for Lebanon, who wasn't allowed to compete for Brazil because he'd failed the drug test, but he was very good. So he starts bursting on the scene, competing for Lebanon, and starts winning everything. Oof. So this guy's flying up the list behind me, and I am literally in the last place in my weight category now. I can see this guy flying up. It gets to the last 2 tournaments. We had Kazakhstan Grand Prix, and it might have been Uzbekistan or China. It's one of the 2. So I go to the first tournament, and I end up losing second round, I think. And then he gets a bronze. So then he knocks me out. So there's only 1 tournament left. But when he knocks me out, because I had a decent amount of points, the way it works is everyone who comes out by 1 place in every single weight category, they'll then look at which one of them people who are just 1 place out have the most points, and they'll get given a quota. So I had the quota. So out of every weight category, every person that had dropped out of the Olympic qualification, I had the most points, so I was given the quota, so I was still going. So I go to the last tournament of qualification, and the Lebanese guy is not even there, but he's already above me anyway, so it doesn't matter. And the guys below me, they can't catch me. Now, the only way I can lose my place, right, is if our British guy from under 100 kilos drops out of qualification, because he had more points than me. So if he drops out of qualification, he takes the quota off me. Now, the only way he can drop out of qualification is if the German guy on that day, under 100 kilos, won gold, right? So it got to the point where we're literally sat in the stands with the under 100 kilogram draw, and his name was Carl Richard Frey, and we're looking at the guy's draw, and mate, he had some absolute monsters in his draw, monsters. And we were like, lads, it's done. I'm going. Like, there's no way. Like, I remember one of them was Fonseca, who ended up being the world champion the year after, black lad from Portugal. He had some absolute monsters in his list, and I was like, there's no way he wins. And he fucking won. So he dropped Ben out. Ben Fletcher drops out and takes my quota. So then I probably had the worst 2 years of my life, and just went back to St Helens, just didn't have a clue what to do, because I left home early, so I had no qualifications at all. I didn't want to do judo anymore because I just got super close and it just fucking collapsed. So I went back to St Helens with no idea what to do. I was renting this horrendous flat for like 350 quid a month, mate. Just started this personal training thing that I wasn't even qualified. I just like, people knew me in St Helens as an athlete, so I'd just train them and get cash, and I'd spend all that cash on the weekend just getting pissed. Like, it was just terrible. But I would have gone, like, there was on about the politics. So basically, Olympic year, what they actually made was, if you go to a World Championships, they're going to class it as a 6th result.
Right.
So remember I said they only take your top 5?
Yeah.
That year, if you went to the World Championships, whatever points you gained in that Worlds, they were going to have a 6th result. So that would have given me more points, depending on how well I did. But because there was so much politics going, all the lads at Camberley had been offered to move to the Performance Centre in Walsall. But we were doing really well in Camberley, and we had a really good training centre, and we had really good training partners, and we genuinely believed Luke Preston, who was coaching, was the best coach. We wasn't getting paid to be at Camberley. We could have got a small bit of funding to go to Walsall, but we literally refused the funding because the training was so good. But because we didn't go to the centre, they wouldn't let me go to the Worlds. And because I didn't go to the Worlds, I had no chance to rack up some more points, which would have been a sixth result. So like that was sickening as well.
Do you regret that? Do you regret not going?
I don't regret it, mate, because like I don't think I'd be anywhere near as good as I was if I didn't go to Camberley.
Right.
I think the work ethic and the attitude and everything that I got from Camberley's like stood me in good stead to do now. It's frustrating because now you see the same British team are now taking young lads to a World Championships for experience. And it's like I was #1 in the country in Olympic qualification, and you still didn't take me to the Worlds. That's mental, and that actually might have got me into an Olympics. But yeah, that was that. And then I went back to St Helens and just had like the worst.
And was it a dead stop with judo? Was it like,
yeah, mate, that was just
I'm done?
My whole goal, my whole life with judo was to get to an Olympic Games.
Right.
Like that was it. Mate.
But you're still only young at this point. Did you not? There was
At
no
that
thought
point,
of going for the next cycle.
2016, I would have been 9 years ago.
25.
So, 25. So after the Olympic cycle, you know, you have that 6 month down period
Right.
that I was on about. So when I failed, I was like, right, fuck that. Like, because mate, 4 years is long as well. And like,
Long time,
what
yeah.
people don't understand is you say 4 years. It's not just like turning up to here and training for 4 more years. Like, you can't have anything. You can't have a missus, mate.
Right.
You've not got a chance. Like, I had girlfriends and they just blow out in about 3 weeks because every 2 weeks we were on a training camp, and then every 4 weeks we were competing. So like, I was just never in the country. I was like in France training all the time. We'd go to Holland and train all the time. Sometimes we'd go to Japan and do a big long training camps. Then tournament-wise, you're competing at least every 4 weeks.
You're asking a lot from a missus, isn't you?
4 years. So you can't do anything, mate.
No.
On top of that, I'm now 25 years old. If I do another 4 years, I'm going to be 29, 30. And I've got zero money, mate. Like, I mean, like, I'm living on £150 a week.
Right.
I've got no money at all. Like, I've got a horrendous car outside that my mum's still paying me insurance for, which I felt terrible for as well.
Right.
And my rent was £50 a week. It ended up being free because I was doing well as an athlete. So it was just like, where I'd really struggle is every time I cut weight. When you get to your lowest when you're cutting, I'd be thinking, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, I'm now knocking on the door of 26 and I'm fucked. I've got no cash. I don't have a clue what I'm going to do when the day comes that I finish. And there's loads like that to do with it, so I thought, right, I'm never doing that again. Like I said, I had the worst fucking 18 months or 2 years of my life. And then I ended up that lost that I was like, I don't actually know what I can do other than judo.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that comes to mind as well with judo, and the reason I asked about the Olympics, because boxing, like, was my thing. Like, Olympics isn't the final goal, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, guys win Olympic gold, and they've got, like, not necessarily £1 million contract waiting, but somewhat, right?
It's still amateur, isn't it?
Right, whereas judo, I mean, even the boxers now, I think, like, the top guys in GB are, like, they're taken care of properly, you know what I mean? But, like, if you finish judo, Olympics is the top thing. It's not like you're turning pro, is it? Do you know what I mean?
And there's nothing in it, mate. It's like, that was another thing I used to think would be like, it's never been done in Britain. No one's ever won an Olympic gold medal. But if I won an Olympic gold medal in judo, that gets me about 30 grand a year funding for as long as I compete.
Fuck.
So for me, to be honest, mate, if I won an Olympic gold, I'd probably say bye the day after.
Right.
'Cause what else am I going to do?
Yeah.
But if you say bye the day after, you don't even get your funding. So you see people get an Olympic medal, get the funding, string along for 4 years,
Right.
and actually get questioned as to like why they're not competing as much because we're paying you. And it's like that's what we aim for. If you get it, you should just sail off into the sunset for me. But yeah, it's not like that. So the incentive's not even that much either.
Well, I think the problem is like public perception too, as well, isn't it? Like if you win an Olympic judo gold medal versus if you win again boxing, I think people are more drawn into boxing, aren't they?
Sure.
Whereas like judo, people go like, "That's cool,
Yeah.
move on." Do you know what I
Which is
mean?
wild.
They don't appreciate what it is.
No, and when you see how big it actually is in the world, mate, like in Britain, people don't speak about it much at all. You
Right.
just drive across the channel to France.
Huge, isn't
It's
it?
a super sport, mate.
Yeah.
Like the French judo players over there, are like superstars.
Are they really?
Oh,
Yeah.
big time.
There's
Teddy
the big
Riner.
Teddy Riner. That's what I was
You
thinking.
got
Right?
Sports Personality of the Year, Teddy Riner, 1 year over Thierry Henry.
Over Thierry
Over
Henry.
Thierry Henry.
Jesus
When
Christ.
Thierry Henry was at Arsenal playing like in his prime as well.
And then they get paid properly over there today, the
Massively,
judokas.
mate,
Yeah. That's a
well
game
looked
changer,
after.
isn't it? Well, that's a
Completely.
game changer. If you're getting paid, like, even if it doesn't got to be outrageous money, but let's just say you was a judoka getting paid like a grand a week.
Yeah.
It's a completely
Lovely.
different playing field, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
You because now you can afford to sort of just do judo and sit back. I know you kind of were anyway, but like you said, like you're 25 and you're at that point now where it's like, fuck am I doing? Whereas if you're getting the funding properly like that, you ain't got to worry about that, have you?
That's it, yeah, exactly.
So going from judo to that sort of 2-year lost period, if you like, what's the plans in life at that point? Are you sort of like, I'm done with sport almost?
Yeah, like, honestly, mate, I had zero plans. I just went back, started doing personal training, just being an absolute idiot. I was earning loads of cash just from PTing. But just, and when I say, like, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'd have zero by Sunday.
Right.
And everyone, like, I wasn't running a professional business, so, like, everyone would come in and just give me cash per session. I was literally living, like, make money Monday to Friday, and just blow it in 3 days, make it again. There was just no long-term plan whatsoever. And then I was that, like, lost, starting getting in, like, little bits of trouble and that as well. I was thinking, this isn't where I want to be going at all. So I didn't have any option, mate. I went back to Camberley, started training judo again, even though I didn't really want to.
Oh, really? You did go back, yeah?
I went back to Camberley and I was like, right, I'm going to try and get to Tokyo. But I didn't want to do it, mate. So, like, I did about 12 months at Camberley, back in the cycle again, fucking travelling for camps all the time, back in the Olympic cycle, like doing all the major tournaments again. But I just didn't want to be there this time.
That's hard when you don't want to be there, innit?
So after like a year, I just sat down with Luke, the coach, and I was just like, mate, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, I've literally like come back because I actually just didn't know what to do instead.
Right.
And I can feel that the way I'm training, the way I'm competing, and my results wasn't being great either, which they shouldn't have been because I didn't deserve it. And then in my head, I can only fight, so I'll do MMA or something instead. So I ended up, it's just fucking ridiculous for me, I just never had a plan. So I had like $2,000 in a bank account from a sponsor. So I had a missus at the time who I'd met through judo, who's actually now my wife. Her mum and dad were living around the corner, so I moved in with her mum and dad and her, and I was driving 45 minutes every day to London Shoot Fighters.
Okay.
And I'd do the morning session with the pros, and I'd walk to Costa Coffee over the road, sit in Costa Coffee for about 5 or 6 hours.
Is this when it was in Hook's Gym back in the day? Yeah, okay.
And I'd walk back across the road, so they used to have that under road pass thing.
That's it, yeah.
Go under there, go to the Costa, 5, 6 hours just on my phone, walk back, train again.
You say 5 or 6 hours?
Just, yeah, mate, morning session and evening session.
Fucking hell, yeah.
Like, just because I didn't have, like, the cash to be going shoot home every day.
Right.
So I did that for about 5 or 6 months, and that was getting, like, super tedious, and then my bank account hit zero because, like, I just didn't have an income. So, like, I remember walking in and I was like, I've literally run out of money. I have no idea what the fuck I'm going to do. So I was like, I'm going to have to get a job. So then I started doing like job search and that, which I've never done in my life. And it comes up, there's a judo in schools business, so I can teach judo in schools. And I was like, I could do that easily. It's not something I'm excited about, but like, I can teach judo with my eyes closed. So I contact these and they give me the job. The bloke just ends up being an absolute con man, like Inkai Judo it's called, his name's David Edmonds, mate, so I'll give him a shout out. Like, he's an absolute ball bag, mate. So I'm working for this guy for months, earning fuck all, like not even getting the petrol covered, and all the schools are like an hour and a half from where I'm living, literally, with traffic and stuff, like going through Reading and stuff like that. So I'm working there and I'm literally making no money at all, just like maxing out my overdraft every month. And then I get a phone call from OKR. And
What's OKR?
it's a Super League team here.
Rugby team,
Yeah.
okay.
So what had happened is when I was like 16, I've gone back to St Helens to my first judo club just to see my mum and dad. And I was lifting weights in the gym that they had in there. And Warrington Wolves, who's another rugby team, a lot of rugby teams will use a centre like this in winter for training.
Okay.
Like off season.
They come into grapple type thing.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah. So they'll come into grapple, and that's what they were doing. And the coach at the time walks in and he's like, "Do you do judo?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, "Do you want to run a session?" I was like, "I can if you want." He was like, "Okay, like now." So I've like stepped out the gym and like taught him for an hour and gone. And mate, you couldn't write it, it was mental. So like, you're talking by this point, this is like 10 years later maybe. And I get this random phone call. I'm like, "Hello." He's like, all right mate, it's James Webster from OKR. And I just knew who James Webster was because I used to watch rugby all the time and he was an ex-player. I was like, "Right, what's up mate?" He's like, "Oh, do you want to work for us?" And I'm like, "How?" And he's like, "Assistant strength conditioning coach." So I was like, "I'd love to, but I know that isn't possible because like I've got 0 qualifications, like it just wouldn't even be legal." And he's like, "No mate, what we'll do is we'll put you down as assistant S&C so you get paid that money, but you just be a wrestling coach." Because he was like, "I'm really good mates with Richard Agar, his name was. I'm really good mates with Richard Agar, and you did a session for Warrington years ago and he told me like, you're the man." And I was like, "Right, okay, yeah, I'll take the job." So like 2 weeks later I moved to Hull, left my missus in Hull, in Surrey. Like we hadn't split up or I was just like, I'm gonna just go.
Is that where she's from? She's from Surrey, is she?
No, she was just living there 'cause she was training judo as well. She was
Oh,
actually
right,
Brazilian
cool. She
now.
said, yeah.
So then I like scope it out and moved down. At first I was in a fucking house show, which I just absolutely hated. Just with an old woman as well, mate. Honestly, it was so bad.
And what's she like? Is she sort of like, she's liking the young muscular judo man, or
Mate,
what?
she
What's the
didn't
deal
even
there?
Speak though, like.
All right.
And I'm not great either. Like if I will speak someone's head off if like I get on with them and I know them, but if someone doesn't make an effort to talk to me, whether it's right or wrong, I just can't be arsed doing it myself. So there's just points where I just walk past her in the front room and I'm like, "All right," and I'd just be like, "Oh, fucking hell." It'd be awkward like making me food because I'd be using her pots. Cause it's like her house.
Yeah.
I was just like renting a room in her house. Oof. So I'm like using her pots and I had to instantly wash everything so I didn't want to be a twat and just. And then I'd just be sat upstairs in my room all night because I didn't just want to go and sit on her armchair near her, do you know what I mean?
Right. And you're like a grown man, like sitting in your bedroom.
I'm 27 years old, just on my fucking phone on my bed, thinking life's not got much better, you know what I mean? And I end up living in this house share for about 6 months and like my missus coming to me, I'm going to her. And then we were like, "Right, do you want to come and move over?" I don't mind the job. I didn't love it at all, but I was like, I don't mind it. So she moves over to Hull. And then, mate, I was just getting really bored of not wrestling, grappling, like whatever you want to call it. I just wasn't doing any. So I was like, right, I just need, like I was losing my head a bit with it. And I was drinking a little bit again, it's stupid.
Can you not wrestle with the rugby guys, or is that just like not allowed?
So like as a coach, it's just not like when you do wrestling with rugby, mate, the priority is that they don't get injured.
Right, I got you.
So like your sessions aren't like, "Fucking hell mate, we're training here, I'll teach," and then it's just like, "Lads, go." And I don't want anyone to get hurt, but it might happen now and then, do you know what I mean? Whereas you just can't afford that in rugby, it's the job. So I was getting nothing out of that, I was just coaching and making sure everything was safe, and I was like, I need to grapple or wrestle or do something. So I've Googled a few gyms in the area and I've gone in, and they just weren't great, mate. Like I popped in one, there's like a few students on the mat and that. And like, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I was a decent level.
You're more than a decent level, you're a gold medalist.
I had no training partners.
Right.
And then I was like, it was all right, but there's nothing that makes me want to, I needed something to make me want to go back.
And sorry, just to cut in there, like going back a bit, like when you're at London Shoot Fighters, is someone there not looking at you and going like, "We'll fucking sponsor you, like you're at this level of grappling, we'll take you on"?
London Shoot treated me really well.
Did they? Yeah.
Like they didn't. I don't even recall them charging me for training.
Right. Okay.
And they were really good coaches.
Nice.
And the lads were fucking fantastic. And mate, I went in and I'd never fought MMA in my life. And they let me jump straight in with the pros and training me like Norbert and MVP and Alfie.
Norbert was on the other day. It was the last podcast we did actually.
Oh, really?
Norbert, yeah,
Quality.
great guy. He's been on twice. Shout out Norbert.
Quality. So, they treated me really well, all of them. So, yeah, they were bang on, mate.
Right.
It was just me not having an income.
Right.
And literally just hitting zero. That was like, right, I actually need to start fucking, I'm 27.
Sitting in Costa all day ain't much of a life either, is it?
So then, yeah, I've gone round these gyms and there was just nothing that like just made me want to train.
Right.
So I was like, it would just be ideal, wouldn't it, if we just had a little tiny spot that we could just easily afford and we just rolled twice a week. So it was just an idea, but I had no idea how to get it off because, mate, when I say I was broke, I remember like I was getting minus 1,000 every month 3 days before. And it got to the point where I contacted the bank and asked for an extra 250 quid on my overdraft and they rejected it. And I was just like, fucking hell, like I'm just at rock bottom.
Yeah.
And some guy, so there's a kid, he's actually gone full time now in Walsall for judo. His name was Tommy Jackson. His dad messages me and he's like, hiya mate, Tommy wants to train me a couple of times a week. And it's like at first I was like, yeah, I could help the lad, but like, I've got a full-time job as well. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, do you know what, mate? Yeah, I'll come down and do a bit with him. And when I went down, he had like a glass-making factory, but he'd made his own tiny spot in the back of it. So when I say, mate, it was like 5 by 5, like smaller than...
That's the mat space, yeah, tiny.
Yeah, tiny. But he had judo mats. So I've gone in and I've taught Tommy in this area. I was like, it's fucking alright in here. It had like a climbing rope in the middle and that, which I just liked. And I was like, mate, can I use this place? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm not going to charge anyone or anything. But I was like, just need 2 nights a week where I can just turn up with a few lads and just fucking have a roll. And he's like, yeah, mate, if you teach Tommy twice a week for free, I'll let you use this for free. And I was like, right, sound. So I thought, fuck it, I didn't know anyone in Hull. Let's just put it on my Facebook. And I'm like, right. Opening night, something of November it was in like mate, it wasn't that long ago, it's like 5 years ago.
Really? Oh, so
Like
this is recent.
I want to say 2020 or even 2021.
Oh.
Literally, like not that long at all. And I'm like opening night. I've been training at Carlson, Gracie in Farnborough. I was graded under them. So when I told them what I was going to do, they were like, call it Carlson Gracie, you might get more people in for you.
What level are you Jiu Jitsu at this point, when you say you're getting graded under them?
At grade, I was purple.
Right.
But I've been a purple for like 3 years.
And you're also
time.
like an elite level judo
yeah,
so.
and like, yeah, I just trained a long time.
Right.
So I called it Carlson Gracie Hull, put it on my Facebook, but I had no one on my Facebook from Hull. So I remember driving there with my missus and I was like, I'm not sure if anyone's even going to be here, to be honest. So like, we'll go in and see. Mate, the video, if you go on my Instagram and scroll to the bottom, it'll be on there, right? I walk in this 5 by 5 space, and there's 36 people in there.
I think I've seen this video back a few years ago, yeah.
Like the worst session I've ever ran in my life. Like, I looked and I was just like, this is absolutely impossible. So like, just natural instinct has kicked in. I'm like, right, lads, jog around. It's like the worst thing I could have done, mate. We had 3 circles of people, so the inside circle was just fucking
one bloke
running
spinning
about 1 by 1, yeah. And I'm like, right, lads, fucking, I'm like just trying to pull it out my arse. And we've done a few drills, and it was that bad that I had to have 3 groups for drilling.
Oh.
So it's like 2 groups sat off. It was a terrible session, mate. I'd put like a 4-minute timer on. So you have 4 minutes of drills and you're sitting off for 8 minutes. It's just awful. And then we did rounds and it's just like I'm rolling with someone and there's 3 other lads and there's fucking 20 people sat off the mat. And somehow I made it work and it's finished. We get in the car and I'm like, that was fucking terrible. It's like, we're never going to see any of them again. And I go back, so then it's like we set it as like every Tuesday, Thursday or something like that. And I go then the next one, and there's like 15 people. I was like, that's perfect. I don't even want 30 people,
right.
That's perfect. So we all just roll. It's fucking sound, I'm not charging anyone. We do this every Tuesday, Thursday for about, I want to say about a month. And it's getting busier, mate. And we're having like 20 people, 25, but the atmosphere was just fantastic. So I've said to them, lads, do you want to do a Saturday as well? And they're like, yeah. So we've added a Saturday on. And then do about a month like that. And they're like, mate, when you start showing us stuff, I was like, right, if I'm going to start showing you stuff though, mate, at this point there's just no plan of a business.
So before this, you just turning up and having a tear up, basically.
Yeah, no one's paying.
No, right.
Just walking in, touching hands, having a roll, 10 rounds, go on. Just stress relief.
And what's the level of the people coming?
They were all training in local gyms and all just blue and white belts.
Right, so some people are like
great,
hooking up with you.
I was just sweating and that, mate, and like it was just good for my mind. Like I felt like I was doing something again. And then when they asked me to start showing them stuff, I was like, yeah, mate, I'm buzzing to do that. But like you'll have to put a bit of cash in. So mate, I was charging something like £3. £3 a session. So we'd have a little black tin, we've still got it over there. Little black tin, I'd just put it on a bench and everyone would come in and throw £3 in it. And I'd just teach 3 to 4 techniques and then we just roll. We did that Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then that got rammed, like super rammed as well.
You're still in the same place? This hasn't
Still
gone anywhere?
Still same place, yeah, but it's just work. We just had a good atmosphere, mate. Just, everyone was chatting, fucking whoever's rolling was rolling hard. Some people would be watching it, just good. Like I remember the roof was that small. We had a lad who was 6'3", league 8, it's like big unit at the time, he's like an ex-powerlifter. He hit his head jogging around the mat because the roof was that low. Like, it was just ridiculous. And then I'm like, this is actually turning into something, but I don't come from an era where people run a Jiu Jitsu gym and live well off it. Right. So it just never even clicked in my head that that was a thing. So I was like, I'd love to take this bigger, just so we can train every night and have 30 people on a mat. But we're not going to be able to afford it. There's no way I can afford it. So I'm looking at units, and every unit in all was like £1,000 a month. Right. So it just wasn't even close to being able to do that, no way. So we're looking at community centres. And I go into all these community centres and they're fantastic facilities, but they're all like, put your mats down, train, pick them up. And mate, it's just like flashbacks from when I was a kid. I was like, I can't be doing that, no way. So I was like, mate, thanks, but no thanks. We go in one community centre and he says the same thing, right? So again, I'm like, mate, lovely place, but no thanks. And he's like, do you know what, mate, as we're walking out, he's like, over the road, we've got a building that we just don't even use. I was like, you can have a look at that if you want. Mate, we walk over and it's fucking perfect. It's like a little church hall. The mat was 10 by 5, something like that. It had a kitchen, a little place that we ended up throwing some weights in, 2 toilets which we used as changing rooms as well, no showers. And I'm like, mate, this is fucking like fantastic. It had his little car park as well, gate with a lock on it. I was like, how much do you want? He's like, £500 a month. I was like, right, I'll do that. Because we had about 30 people coming consistently. And I thought, if I just charge them all £30 a month, covers me rent.
30, it's nothing,
mate,
is it?
That's all it was £30 a month. So put it in group and everyone's fucking buzzing with it. And like £30 a month's what, fucking £7 a week or something like that. So then I'm like, we'll train every night, Monday to Friday. And I'm still working full time at this point. So I just work all day, come in, teach them on a night, Monday to Friday. And then we did the Saturday morning as well, so teaching 6 sessions a week. And then mate, the classes went from 30 people, members went from 30 to 60 in about 2 weeks. And I'm like, we're actually making decent money here. Like I'm paying I'm paying £500 for the rent. We're making about 1,500 to £2,000 a month. So I'm actually making a profit. I'm making much more profit than I am from working full time. It's like there's something to this, like. So then I went into my job. I've took some risks, mate. And I've gone into my job. Like some people train and work all their life to get in a Super League team. Do you know what I mean? It's like a big thing, that. And
is this essentially, I don't know a lot about rugby, are we talking, is this like equivalent to football, Premier League?
Super League's the top league.
That's what I'm saying, right.
The top league in Britain.
Right.
So I've gone into my coach, head boss, and I'm like, mate, I've opened my own gym round the corner. And I was like, it's going really well. And I was like, to be fair, when I work here, you don't need me full time. I was like, I teach 1 hour of wrestling a day. I was like, when I'm not teaching wrestling, I'm just sat in the office drinking fucking coffee all day. I've got nothing to do. I was like, could you just put me on a part-time wage instead? And I'll do exactly the same job for you. But before and after teaching, I just won't be here. And for some reason, which thankfully he did now, he was like, mate, it's full-time on off it.
Bizarre,
like,
isn't it?
Honestly, I was like, right, I'm going to leave. I remember driving home thinking, fuck, I've quit my job again, I've got no qualifications. If this don't work, whatever it is, I'm fucked.
And was this out? Like, this was no month's notice business, this was just, I'm gone?
This was at the end of the season.
Right.
So this is when they're having negotiations anyway, so I was just out, done. And I'm like, I don't even know if it's a business. Like, it's not even registered yet. You know what I mean? So then I put it in group. I've quit my job. So fuck it. We've got training now every morning and every night. So we're doing 7 a.m. every morning, 6 p.m. every night, Monday to Friday, and a Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Mate, we went from 60 to about 100 in a month, I want to say. And then Chris Thompson, mate, when I finished judo, I was like, I'll never compete again. I'll never, ever, ever touch a competition mat again in my life. I'm just done. I'm going to enjoy being a coach. And cause that's what we used to all say. We all used to say, I think it's just from the weight cuts, mate. I was like, I can't wait to be a coach. Just lift loads of weights, get jacked to fuck, drink beers every weekend and just teach, and it'd be fantastic. Chris Thompson messages me out of the blue, and he's like, hey mate, you could do us a favour, because I've known Chris for a while. And he's like, there's a guy pulled out of Grapple Fest against this Masters 1 world bronze medalist from Spain, and I really want to match the Spanish lad. He's like, do you want to take it? Mate, I've not even been grappling. Like, I'm just fucking, because I want to build the gym now, because I've quit my job. I've just been teaching and watching people spar and trying to be a really, really, really good coach, so they're all coming back. And I'm like, mate, what weight is it? He's like 85 kilo. I was like 92. I had like 2 weeks. Never interested in weight cutting again in my life. But for some reason, I was like, yeah, fuck it, go on then. So then I'm like, I've gone on this mad diet, started to try and train for 2 weeks. And I remember I was that overweight, mate, the morning of Grapple Fest, right? Obviously, Grapple Fest on a Saturday night. I still taught my session Saturday morning in Hull. And then I put sweat gear on and did 6 rounds with everyone on the mat. And then jumped in my car, drove down, made weight.
Where have you got to get to? Where's
Liverpool.
Liverpool. What's that from here? How far are we talking?
2.5 hours.
Oh, so it's a proper trip, yeah.
Jumped in the car, drove to Grapple Fest, weighed in, made weight. And then the worst performance of my life in any sport that I've done, but won.
Oh, you won? You did win?
But I won decision. And then Chris was like, oh mate, we owe you one for that, so I'll give you another match. And I was like, yeah, sound, because I kind of got a bit of a buzz from it. It's in a nightclub, everyone stood around you and that.
What level's the guy you beat? Was he not at your level?
He's a Masters 1 black belt world bronze medalist.
Oh, so he's proper,
decent,
yeah.
Alberto Gonzalez Ortiz, his name was. So I beat him, and then he got me a match with Paul Lukowski from Nottingham MMA. And then I trained a bit more for that. Like, but when I say training, I mean like in this gym that I'm starting up.
With like blue belt
just
level?
Just only white and blue belts.
Yeah.
We had no one over blue belt. Went to Grapple Fest, ended up beating Paul. So then he gets me on again. And then I ended up getting on Polaris. But there's COVID in between. So we get put into COVID and I'm like, I'm fucking training, mate. It's like, I've got a business. This business can't fail for me. It can't.
Right.
Like, if I shut my gym now and lose all my members like I'm hearing, I'm fucked. I don't have anything else. So I was like, I'm training. So I've gone to a local shop and bought a load of fucking... Do you know when someone's growing weed and they put like black paper in the windows? Like grow paper. I bought a load, mate. I bought honestly about fucking 10 rolls of grow paper. Because we had loads of windows. And I've just taped... I've got a picture of it, mate. It's ridiculous. I've taped every window up with grow paper. And we've got like a group picture. I'll find it at some point. It's ridiculous. You got like 40 lads in a line after training, and all the windows just blacked out. It's fucking ridiculous. So we didn't train full schedule, but we were training like Monday, Wednesday, Friday night. And it was enough, and I hadn't lost a single member. And then a woman across the road starts grassing us in.
No!
So, yeah, mate. It's like, no name, I'm not going to mention any names, but some guy who was training with us was a copper. Right? So we're all training one night, and his phone starts ringing. Thank fuck he had his phone with him. And he couldn't write it, mate. He's answered phone, and then he's just panicked, mate. And I'm like, what? He's like, the police are coming. So apparently this lad's rang him and said, are you training at that Carlson, Gracie? And he's like, yeah, why? And he's like, we've had a call, we're on our way. So he shouted, get the fuck out, the police are coming, mate. We had 2 women running across the car park with 1 shoe on, because they hadn't even had time to put the shoes on. We had 2 people leaving the push bike, legging it as well. Everyone's sprinting across the car park to get out. Me and my miss are in the gym, the police come in and we're like, mate, we're lifting weights in our gym, and we're a couple, we live together, and they were fine with it, we've gone. So we were like, what the fuck we're going to do now, we're fucked. So my missus like she loves shit like that. My missus has gone round the woman's house and she's like talking to her and she's like explaining that we're professionals, so we're allowed.
Oh, she did it the right way,
Yeah, and she give us some flowers.
Oh, right.
Honestly, the woman takes the flowers and she's like, okay, yeah. So then at this time as well, I've been drafted in to, because I'd done work with Hull KR as a wrestling coach. Hull FC have asked me to do it for them.
Is this a rival team, is it?
Yeah.
Same league?
Yeah, but I was like, I don't want the job, but I'll teach you in my gym. If you come to my gym and pay me, I'll teach you once a week. So in COVID, they're allowed because they're professional. So this woman's took the flowers and she's like, yeah, no problem, it's all right, I understand. Hull FC come and train, thank fuck it was Hull FC, because they're allowed. I'm in the gym, mate, about 8 police cars pull up outside.
Grassed you again?
Yeah, she grassed us in again. Now I know it's her again, because I've come to the front door to let him in, and she stood directly in front of me across the road going, look, he's not even got a mask on now. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, lads, I was like, come in. There's like loads of them as well. It's ridiculous how many they brought, like, for training. And I'm like, it's OFC, they're allowed. So all the coaches come over and they show them the paperwork that you needed and that, and they've left. So I put it in a group, I'm like, lads, gym's fucked. I was like, we only got one way in, one way out. I've just been in with FC and the police have come again. So mate, I was that honest, this is how intense I was on not shutting, right? I was not going to shut, so I was like, right, we'll just fuck the gym off. I was like, we've been making loads of money. We've been saving every penny of it. We'll just find a new venue and train in there instead. It's absolutely ridiculous looking back now. So I start looking for properties and we find this.
Oh, right, that was the birth.
Yeah, so I find this, and this is £1 grand a month. But at that time, we could afford that. We had 100 members paying 30 quid a month. And I was like, if we move in here, because it's much better and it's actually somewhere we can stay, I'll put it up to 40 quid.
Right.
I'm sure everyone's...
Still dirt cheap, isn't it, for grappling?
So to this day, it's only 60.
Is it? Is that the going rate in Hull?
So we've put it up a £5 a year.
Right.
For like the last 4 years.
Right.
But what it is, if you're a member from day one, you still pay fucking 40 quid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So every new member pays 60.
Yeah.
But all the current members, they pay what they paid.
That's
when they
crazy, isn't
signed
it?
up.
Is that the going rate, like, in Hull, though? Or is it still cheap?
Yeah, it's about that. But yeah, like, I just like that as well, because it kind of rewards someone. If you've been with us for 4 years, you're paying 40 quid.
It's the right thing to do, isn't it?
This might be 100 quid.
Right.
If it is, if you join today, though, you'll be paying 60, and I like that, because some people fuck you about, mate. It's one thing I've done with the gym is I've never had contracts.
Right.
And you go to some gym and you're in for a year. I've never done that, but people fuck you for that, mate. I've had people cancel because he's twisted his ankle, or I'm going on holiday for 2 weeks, mate, so I'm going to cancel, or it's Christmas. So I can't spend 60 quid, so 20 of us are going to cancel, and you're going to lose 1,200 quid just before Christmas, you know what I mean? Like, it's shocking, really.
Nah, it is. Loyalty's big, isn't it? Loyalty should be.
Time. So we kind of like doing it like that to reward people to stay. But we found this, and I was like, the size is fucking great for us, especially at the time. Like, obviously, when I live in Thailand now, I look at it, it's small. But, like, for what we need here, and especially at the time, moving from where we did, we looked at this and it was huge. And it had a shutter that I could put down from the inside, and it's quiet on its own. So I was like, that's the one. So we moved straight in. I was like, right, lads, give us 4 to 6 weeks. I'm going to get all the mats. I've ordered a cover. We don't have the walls and this and that. We just literally had a fucking plain red canvas. These are old judo mats under here, they're fucked. That's why we got the canvas.
Right.
Didn't have any of the weights around. We painted it all. I got some stoner in who just did like all the graffiti on the walls and that. Did all that in one day. And then I was like, give us 4 to 6 weeks and we'll be back in 3 nights a week. And we did, mate. Like, they'd all just come in. I'd tell them what time, get here. They'd all come in. I'd run downstairs and just put the shutter down from downstairs. We nearly got caught once because the same fucking policeman, mate, the same policeman, who's not even a fucking member anymore, he's nearly cost us 2 gyms. He parks over here, right? The only fucking person who was working on this whole estate was the landlady of that pub over there, right? She's like cleaning in a pub. She starts talking to a local policewoman, as she just knows her. The copper training here walks past the policewoman and she obviously knows him. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, you don't live here, do you? And he's like, no. He's obviously not in uniform. And she's like, where are you going? And he's like, she's like, you're training somewhere, right? He's like, no, I'm a fuck. still proceeds to walk to the gym. So he
Schoolboy
comes
over that one.
upstairs, doesn't tell us anything about it, literally. Mate, we were so lucky, because I'm telling you now, there was about 50 people up here, right? I'm telling you, mate, it was fucking booming. Like, them windows weren't here, we got them put in summer. Like, there's no windows, it was closed out. There's about 50 people up here, and my missus was ill. So my missus says, I'm going to go home. I'm like, yeah, no worries. As she walks out, there's 2 police walking up the stairs. So she's like, wait there, you can't just come up. So she tells me, and I walk out, and I'm thinking, what the fuck am I going to say?
She's done well, your missus there,
Really,
isn't she?
she saved it.
Yeah.
We'd have been fucked, mate. So I've walked downstairs, like, can we come up? I'm like, no, you can't, we're halfway through a training session. And they're like, what do you mean training? You're not allowed to train. I was like, everyone up there is professional. Just complete bollocks, mate. Like, none of them were professional.
Do you know what we should have done is had like a load of whole shirts printed up. Like every
Honestly.
time someone comes in, just they're rugby players. Do you know what I
Honestly,
mean?
and I didn't even think about all FC though. I'm like, everyone up there is professional. He's like, right, well, what you need to do is take this email and you need to send all their names to us. So I was like, sound. I had 6 mates that were professional MMA fighters, and I just sent every one of their names over, and I didn't hear anything back.
That's good, isn't it?
It's fucking sound.
Should you be saying that? Is that all right? We're going to get away with that?
Sound. It's too late now.
Too late, that's gone, isn't it? Yeah. But I tell you what's funny there, as I said, like where your missus done that, how many people would have just gone, okay, and let them in, gone, done, innit? Do you know what I mean?
But mate, it would have been fucked, mate.
Gone, completely gone, isn't it? But this place, I'll tell you what's interesting with that story, where it's relatively new. Like, this place looks like it's been here, like, even, I mean, it's obviously modernised and clean, but it looks like a staple, doesn't it? That's like, it's been here forever, but it's your thing, yeah.
This is literally like 3 years.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it?
It's not been here longer, like, considering, like, the results we've had in here as well in 3 years.
Yeah, right.
Like, not just myself and the missus, but we've had me, Jiu, Aaron Gurnhill, Jack Hazard, Ed Phillipson. We've had 5 people on Polaris already. Jack Hazard's 2-0 on Polaris, Aaron's 2-0 on Polaris. Jack Hazard's European IBJJF purple belt champion. We've had Hossein signed for Cage Warriors. We've only been here 3 years.
It's mental, innit? Yeah.
So, like,
but it's one of them, it's a true
well.
case of like you build it, they'll come, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? You become the place to come to because like the name carries weight already, doesn't it?
Yeah,
And
it
it's
does.
not, it's new. But like what else goes on here? Like you've got a cage war, I don't know if you can see it on camera, there's bags up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's MMA going on here as well.
Yeah, like not as much now. We had a period, mate, where we were doing a lot.
Right.
When the Hossein and that signed for Cage Warriors. But kind of before I left to Thailand, like I kind of really took them on and thought, we were doing MMA every morning. Like
Every
an
morning, was you?
aspect of it, yeah.
Have you fought MMA
I've had
yourself,
2
right?
professional
Right.
fights, yeah, but like, for me, like, well, it was after I went to shoot fighters and stuff. But like, for me, like, when I needed to do MMA, if I wanted to do it proper, was when I was doing judo proper.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? When I had the no commitments and that, like, when I started to have MMA fights and think about MMA, my missus got a kid, I've got no qualifications, like, I do MMA, it's like, you're not just going to make money, mate. People think you do MMA, you make money. It's like, no, I've got to go through all that shit again for a little glimmer of hope that I might make money.
It cost you
might not.
initially, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? You're paying to do it, isn't
That's
it?
it, and then I was doing well in the gym. I thought, just do this, you're good at this, just fucking do this and see where it goes.
What weight did you do MMA?
84, but,
84.
but the lads were shit. They were shit, mate. It's just like, you know, and it was in lockdown.
Was it? Right.
Like, both my fights were in lockdown with no crowd and probably weren't allowed.
Really?
I think Cage Steel got the pass.
Right.
But one of them didn't definitely not get the pass, mate. It's just like an underground fucking thing that Danny Mitchell drove me to, and it's just a joke, mate.
Yeah, right. Because boxing had a bit of a leeway, because my boxing club that I boxed for back in the day, they had like elite fighters in there. They had status to open like with a certain amount. So I was lucky to sort of get some training in there as well. But like it was hard. Like my jiu-jitsu training, that was all gone. Like I had a mate in his house, and he had like that 4x4 in his living room. Yeah. Like, we had to be careful of banging into the walls. And, you know what I mean?
Mate, it was just like, COVID was so bad. Like, we tried to do like social distancing classes, and it was just shite, mate. It's like we put the tape on the floor and that. Yeah. And 2 weeks in, I was like, put your hand up here if you're fucking worried about COVID. And no one did, so I was like, grab a fucking partner there. Yeah. And we're going to train.
So grappling's hard work.
Yeah, it's just like, it was just wild. But yeah, there was a period before I went to Thailand where we'd have grappling. We have grappling every morning still now, 7 a.m. Right. But then at 8 a.m. we'd have an aspect of MMA.
That's cool.
I'd get someone else, because we've got 2 boxing coaches in here as well. I'd get someone else to teach striking twice a week in the morning. And then I just do all the wall wrestling, wrestling in the open and just general grappling.
Nice, yeah.
And we had about 7 who were training really well, mate.
Right.
And some of them still train. Chef's been out to Cairn, been out to Thailand with us while we've been there. He had a few fights in Thailand. He's an amateur, but he's had quite a lot of fights now. He's had about, I'd probably say something like 12 to 15 amateur fights.
Has he? It's a lot, yeah, proper record, isn't it?
Yeah, Hossein was doing really well when he was here. And when I moved, he moved on. He signed for Cage Warriors, the training partner-wise for MMA. He probably needed to.
Right. What weights he fight at?
He had his first Cage Warriors fight at 70 kilo.
Right.
But he should probably be 66.
Right, I got you. But like that weight division, like that's heavily sort of available training partners, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you go to the right place. Because most people, I've said this on it before, lots of people say it, don't they? But like most men that are in shape and cutting weight to fight, 70, 77 is the most populated, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
I am one of them coaches, because I've always been lucky with my coaches. Like, I ain't a blagging coach that's going to say I can give you everything.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? You see it all the time where, like, lads get held back because when their coach should probably be saying, go here for this, they don't.
Right.
They act like they've got all the answers, and it's like, one, I don't really think, maybe if you're talking about grappling, maybe John Danaher's got all the answers, or as close as you could get to that. But I don't think anyone's got all the answers. Like me, if I coach people and there's someone near me who can do something better, I'll say, if you want that, I can help you with this. Fucking go there for that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because I do genuinely, like, that's why I love my job. I know what I'm good at and my strengths, and I'll give people that. But, like, I do genuinely want the people that I coach to actually do really well, whether that be in competition or one day. I was saying it to a girl last night, because we gave her a purple belt, and she was like, whoa, she's been running a women's class for us and doing really well. And I was like, look, the reason we opened this gym wasn't, like, to make world champions only, because, like, 90% of the members that walk through that door don't come in and go, I want to win Empire. They don't give a fuck, mate. Half them come in because they want to, like, be more confident, have an idea of what to do if they need to do something. I was like, there's, like, for me here, there's, like, 3 types. Like, people that compete, who obviously, like, need everything and want to be good. Then you've got your recreational people, who I still think should be good. Just because you're recreational don't mean you're shit. Like, what I want's a room full of recreational grapplers who push the competition grapplers like fuck. Yeah. And that's what we've got, mate. We've got some lads I roll with in here who don't compete, and they're fucking animals, mate. Some of them are brown belts and that. They don't compete. They're not just because they're not bothered.
Yeah.
But you roll with them and they're fucking shit up.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and what's really important for me, as important as competition, is that I can develop other people who can coach. Because nowadays there's a career in here.
Right.
I was like, what I want is, if you become a black belt in here, you move 20, 30 minutes away and you'll start your own business.
Right.
Because fuck me, mate. When I had nothing, I'd love to have walked in a gym like this, where the coach has had nothing, and now got quite a bit through just this. And if I can get a black belt under him, and then leave, mate, I look at it like you need 100 members paying 100 quid a month. If you get 100 members paying 100 quid a month, you live very well.
Right.
And I'd like to think if a black belt leaves here, they can do that nearly anywhere.
And the name carries weight, I think, as well, like what you're touching on there, doesn't it? You know, if you're a black belt under Carlson, Gracie, Hull, or Owen Livesey, then you go somewhere else, like the lineage carries on. And I think that's important, because I think nowadays there's a lot of sort of, I've bumped into some people that have graded themselves, right? Which is that's a conversation for another day. But like that can't be a thing, can it? Do you know what I mean? That can't be something to develop. But how did the Thailand thing come about for you, mate?
So we went on holiday, mate. Like, we'd never been to Thailand, so I was training MMA, and I was very, very, very interested in fighting again, like properly though. Got really into it, and I was like, I want to go and do a training camp abroad and like see, because again with judo, mate, we used to travel all the time. Like, because it's a true reflection. It's like a competition. Like, you find out if you're good. I think here, like I always say to the lads in here, this is your base. You get quality training, you get intense training, you improve your skill. But to get a true reflection, you either cross-train or compete. Because you get used to everyone in here. No matter how good they are and how good you are, you'll have really hard rounds with everyone because you both just know each other inside out. Right. So I've always had a really good mindset with that, again, because I've always had really good coaches. And when I started to take MMA pretty serious, I thought, I'll go and do a training camp abroad and get a true fucking wake-up call if I need one. So, because of the style of grappling I like and that, I was like, right, one place I've always wanted to go, and I've always watched it on YouTube, and that is AK in San Jose. Just because like that, they've obviously implemented wrestling into MMA really well, and they put them videos on of the training sessions and that, it just looks fucking fantastic. The atmosphere looks great, proper grinding and that, like, I love it.
A lot of blokes built like you as well, and like that heavy duty sort of grind, and
So me and my missus were sat on the sofa and I'm pricing it up on the laptop, and mate, it was just extortion. Honestly, for like 3 weeks or something in San Jose. And to be fair, right, I messaged Javier Mendez because I thought, long shot, probably never get back to me. I'll inbox him and ask him if I can come and train. Sent him an inbox. I was like, I just want to do MMA. I've done quite a bit in grappling, quite a bit in judo. I've got fuckloads to learn in MMA, which is why I want to come. And he actually come back to us and was like, yeah, mate, just give your name in at the desk and you can train for free. So he wasn't going to charge me for training.
Good of him, wasn't it? Fucking
really
hell.
Good. So then I was like, Jiu, we've got to go. Sat down on this laptop, and for 3 weeks in San Jose, like apartment, flights, everything, it was about 5 or 6K.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is insane, I can't be paying that.
Right.
So then I'm like, what am I going to do? And Danny Mitchell, who's like a really, really good mate of ours, he's got a gym in Leeds. You should interview him because he's fucking mental.
I'll get in touch. It was
He's been
Danny
UFC
Mitchell, you
and
say?
everything, mate.
Danny Mitchell, shout out Danny. We
An
might have
absolute-
spoke actually. I'm saying that. I don't want to. If we spoke, I'm not forgetting you, mate.
He's
Yeah,
an
but
absolute veteran,
we might
mate.
have had a bit of back and forth actually on
been
the
at UFC.
quite heavily tatted.
Kind of, not
I might be thinking of the wrong guy. I might be thinking of the wrong guy, but I'll get in touch, Danny.
He's now doing bare knuckle boxing. He's just
Is he?
fucking
Okay.
got everything, mate.
Yeah.
Black belt in Jiu Jitsu. He's about fucking 60 grades. He's a veteran, mate. He's good.
Beast, yeah.
Where was I going with that then?
San Jose.
Yeah, so Danny says to me, mate, I go to Thailand every year, go to Thailand. And I was like, oh, I've never fancied Thailand. In my head, for some reason, when someone said Thailand to me, I thought, third world country, poor, dirty staff. I thought, I don't really want to go. But he was like, mate, I'm telling you, I go every year and I have for the last 10 years. You'll love it. The training's great. You need striking. You can't get better striking than there. Just go. So I was like, right, priced it up, it was about $2,000. So I was like, right, fucking
Big difference,
sound.
innit?
So we've booked it, gone there for 2 or 3 weeks. And we've had like a training holiday. I've trained in the morning, 1 or 2 sessions. And then me and my missus just like looked around.
Whereabouts did you go to at the time?
Phuket. Kata.
Okay.
We just like looked around the island, like through the day. And mate, it's the first time, honestly, ever. Cause with judo, we travelled everywhere. It's the first time ever I've got in the airport and I was like, fuck me, I don't want to go at all. I do not want to leave at all. I felt sick leaving. And I'd had a convo with a guy over there. And mate, all I said to him was just a normal convo. And I just finished it and I was like, I'd love to live here one day. I was like, just one day. But I've got my own gym and that, so I thought, it's not going to be any time soon. Anyway, we land back in the UK and I've got a message off him. And I'm like, he's like, mate, I've been speaking to Ben at one of the grappling gyms. He needs a coach. He's offering you a job. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, no way. So I've messaged Ben and Ben's offered me a job. But Ben's gym, it's Phuket Grappling Academy, is a very, very good gym for grappling. Like, I'd probably say pure grappling, it's the best standard in Phuket.
Is it really that high? Yeah.
I'll go to an open mat there every Saturday. It's a very, very, very good gym. Still to this day I go. And he offers me a job. But I've got a family. So like what he offered me just wasn't enough to not risk it all, but like it's a big move, mate, isn't it? To take my full family over there to see if it worked. I just needed a little bit more. So I was like, mate, thanks, but I can't. But it had proper planted the seed.
Right.
And I was like, right, I think I want to go. Like, I am one of them, me. Like, if I get an idea, mate, honestly, I will just do it.
Right.
And, like, it's failed a lot. Sometimes it's worked. It's probably failed more.
But it seems like it's working out now, doesn't it? So.
And then I've just sent out loads of messages. Like, honestly, I messaged about 6 gyms in Thailand.
Oh, have you? You decided now, like, that you got the bug and that's it, I'm going to Thailand?
I just put a message out. I was just like, I'm really, really interested in moving my family out to Thailand. Here's my profile, I've grappled a lot and I just want to teach grappling. If you've got any spaces, let me know, no problem if not. And Bang Tao got back to us. And Bang Tao was like, our grappling coach has just left. So if you want to move now, you can come now. And I was like, I can't. I can't move now. It's like, I've got a gym, I've got responsibilities, I can't just come now. So they were like, right, let us know when you can come, and what we'll do is we'll pay for you to come out here for 1 week, so you can see if you actually like it here, and if you do, you can come. So like, sound. The only free, I'd just been picked for CGI, so I was like, I'll do CGI if you could pay for me flights from Vegas to Bangtao to the UK, sound, and they did. So we went and did a week at Bangtao, and just loved it, mate. Like, we've been to Phuket before and we loved it, so we loved that. And then Bangtao is obviously a great gym, great facilities. Like, I was doing a bit of training there myself. It was just, I can't fault the place, mate.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, fucking hell, like, I want to come.
Did they take your family out for the week, or was
Just
you...
my missus.
Yeah,
just me and
right.
my
So
missus.
you had the
I left my
both
son
using
with
it.
me, missus, mum and dad.
Right, but you had the sort of green light, obviously, from
Yeah.
like all angles. It wasn't just like,
like-
you've gone out there on a boys' holiday and like,
No, like,
we're leaving.
my missus as well, like, it's the best thing, like, because she's come from judo as well.
Right, she gets
She's
it.
never been one of these women that's like, what, you going training again, or what, you going on a night out?
Yeah.
Like, because she's, since day one, she's known that I'm training. Like, if I have training planned, I'm fucking going. She knows, and she's fine with it. She lives the same way.
Right.
So I knew she wanted to go anyway. She's full Brazilian. So, like, the climate in Thailand is exactly what she misses.
More appealing than Hull.
Yeah. So we've spent a week there, absolutely loved it like we did the first time. And then I said to him, right, I want the job, let me just go home and see how the fuck I can like sort this out. Because obviously we've got this. Like, and this for me, mate, it's like, I wouldn't have a living if it wasn't
Right.
for this.
Do you look?
Like,
is this your baby? This is
Yeah,
like,
like-
this is important.
yeah, massively. Like, that's why I come back and when I come back, I try and spend as much time as I can here. Like, I try and stay in touch with people from here and make sure they're progressing. Like, I graded people last night. Like, that's not just because Jay said, oh, they're doing well. Like, I do follow it.
Yeah.
And I was a bit like, fucking hell, like, I wouldn't even have this opportunity if it wasn't for this gym. But for me, I was like, right, let's fast forward like 10, 15 years. You're definitely going to still be doing this if you're still here because you've got nothing else. So I was like, would you be buzzing in 15 years? And I was like, probably not.
Right.
So I was like, just try it then, fuck it. So then I spoke to Jay, a couple of the other lads. They were happy to coach. Like, I know it's in good hands anyway. Like, all the lads have got coaching here at a fucking great level. I wouldn't ask them to. And then I was like, right, fucking hell. It's happening then. And then we had to sort loads of shit out, find an house. Somehow we managed to take the dog over.
Oh, I mean, you're properly in.
That
Jesus
was a
Christ.
that was the biggest hassle of it all. Like, trying to sort that out. She had certain injections. She had to go into fucking quarantine before flying. It's just mental.
Didn't think about just like leaving the dog with your mum or something, no?
Couldn't. Fucking, like, I've had that dog since it was like fucking 3 weeks old or something. Like,
How old is it now?
Couldn't. It's about 7 now.
So I've still got a lot of life left in
Yeah.
it, sort of thing. Right, I got you.
There's no way I'd have left that. So, yeah, sorted everything out. And then, honestly, the first ever time we landed in Thailand was, I think, was April. The first holiday. And then we moved to live in December.
So it's
So that's
straight
fast,
turn
man.
around, isn't it? Yeah.
Mental, yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Thailand's one of them countries as well that's like, from my experience of training, I've only been there for like a couple of weeks at a time, but it is one of them places you kind of, you relax quick, don't you? Do you know what I mean? It's not like, you know, it's like if you go on a holiday, like you've got a bit of a settling in period, don't you? Not long, like a day I'm talking, but you go to Thailand and it's like, right, I'm off the plane, where do I train? And it's like, you're in, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
It's weird, mate. It's like, genuinely, like, and I've never been someone who talks like that, but I feel so relaxed in Thailand.
Yeah.
I can't actually put a finger on what it is. But genuinely, as soon as I get there, it's warm. The people are so fucking nice. Like,
Very
Thai
chilled
people
as
are
well,
so
aren't they,
nice.
people? Great
They
people.
help you with anything.
Yep.
Like, one thing I loved over there is that just people don't need anything. So, like, I hate materialistic shit.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I hate it. I hate, like, flashy fucking clothes and big cars, fucking financed and that. And I've had a nice car on finance myself. It's probably half the reason I hate it.
Right.
It was dead refreshing when I first went there, and it was like, people that have probably got fuck all, but they're so happy. It's like, you just don't need anything.
And you
don't
can see
actually
proper
need it.
poverty out there, can't you? If
Yeah,
you move
big
around
time.
a little bit, you see like, different level of poverty.
Big
isn't it?
time, man. There's people selling, like, everything they do is handmade. The food they do is fantastic. It's cheap as fuck. It's just, mate, honestly, I can't fault the place whatsoever.
Yeah. So you're there for the foreseeable, I take it.
Yeah, like, I've got no plans to leave Thailand unless, like, touch wood, something went wrong.
Yeah. And what's your schedule over there? You're like coaching what in the morning, training yourself, and just living
evening,
life.
Mate.
Yeah.
So I have 5 sessions a week, Monday to Friday.
Yeah. Wow.
So I do 6 p.m, 6:15 p.m. every night, Monday to Friday. And then like the rest of my time is mine. So like my normal schedule will be like I'll literally get up in the morning, 9 a.m, 8 a.m. The lad will go to nursery. So we put him in international nursery. Then I'll go and lift weights or I'll row. And then I'll go home, go to the gym, teach at 6:15 and spar about 40 minutes with everyone.
Fuck, it's hard to pull yourself away from that. That
That's
sounds like a
all,
life.
mate, it's just so easy. Like, yeah, it's so easy. Like I'm sleeping perfect over there. I just follow a really healthy routine. Like I'm not overtraining. I don't grapple twice a day anymore.
You don't?
Like it just fucking hammers me, mate. Like,
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah. Like what I find is I love grappling. I genuinely do love it. Like that's why I'm so into what I'm doing, because I really, really enjoy every aspect of it. But when I train twice a day for grappling, sparring, mate, by Wednesday I'm hurting, mate. Like, I've
Does the
got
psychological
some
thing
niggles.
come into that as well? Like
Yeah,
boredom?
Sometimes, like, I can go, like, what I've found when I'm doing 2 a days is, like, I can get dead excited about it and feel super good for 2 weeks.
Right.
And then I hit a wall, and I never have a week off, but I'll have a horrendous week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas I've really found with this now, because I was overtraining in Thailand when I first got there, and I've kind of like took bits out, and I feel like I've found the perfect schedule now. And it's just sparring hard every night, Monday to Friday. Keeping my body in shape, and I don't mean like in shape, look good, but like by lifting, rowing every morning, Monday to Friday. Like when I was doing grappling twice a day, mate, I had outrageous tendonitis.
Did you?
Like ridiculous knees, inside of my elbows, like, so that's all gone. Like all of that's gone now. And I don't know, I can't put a finger on why, but like I'm pretty sure it's like I'm not overloading anything. The lifting I'm doing is good, it's loading my tendons in the right way, I'm giving myself a chance to recover. I'm sleeping 8 or 9 hours. Like when I was here, I'd finish teaching at 9:30, talk shit with everyone till 10:30, go home, eat, get in bed at 12:30, get up at 6 to teach at 7. I was just fucking like a zombie.
Yeah.
Right. Over there, I'm sleeping 8, 9 hours. I can go to bed at midnight over there and get up at 8, 9 a.m.
Yeah, that goes a long way, doesn't it?
It's perfect.
But I tell you what's interesting hearing you say that, but someone who obviously like competes and has competed for a long time at a top level is like, I've noticed myself when I train, if I train like hard in terms of sparring once a day, and I don't think it's a physical thing. Like I think it's kind of like what you're touching on. It's more of a psychological like thing. I like to train twice a day, but one of them will be lifting, one of them might be like hitting the bag by myself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and once a day where I'm sort of taking information in and sparring and stuff like that, I find I get much better from that. And to hear it from someone who competes a lot like that, I think there's something to that, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. Like you gotta know your body.
Yeah.
Like, and it's different. Like it's different again at different stages. So like, don't get me wrong. There's been times where I've got the volume in, mate. So like, when from 16 to 25, I was on the mat twice a day and doing S&C every day, Monday to Friday, for the best part of 10 years. I've got the volume in.
Yeah.
But I also had no responsibilities then. Do you know what I mean? I'd train, lift or row at 10. I'd do technique at 12. I would eat perfect and go and sleep. And then I'd get up and I'd eat perfect again. I'd spar, I'd eat perfect again and go to sleep. And that's just all I did. Whereas now it's like, I've done all of that time. So I feel like I'm always trying to develop my skill. Like I always try and like work my weak areas. But at the same time, I feel like I have good, very, very good fundamentals and a very, very good feel for just grappling. And that I really know how to win a match. So like it's just as important for me now to just turn up healthy than what it is smashing out 2 sparring sessions a day. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's a big load of money in the bank for me if I can turn up feeling excited about a match. Because mate, it's 3 5-minute rounds at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to be doing 15 rounds a day for 3 5s.
No, I think it's a mistake because the pace is different, isn't it?
Like I could have 10 beers and go and do 3 5s.
Right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like people really, really stress on like get super fit. It's like I'm telling you now, if you row once or twice a week and grapple once a day, you're fit enough to go hard for 3-5.
Got to be, innit? Yeah. Otherwise you're doing something wrong,
You're
isn't you? You're training shit, innit, at that
sure.
point, do you know what I mean? But like when you compete and stuff now, it sounds from what you just said, like you're excited about it again, which I think, again, that elevates you, doesn't it? It's got to, because it's not stress.
And that's why I don't compete a lot, because like, I'm in a bit of a weird situation at the minute, because competing isn't like me massive, it's definitely not my priority. Like, it's definitely 60-40 coaching.
Really, yeah.
Like, I love coaching now. Like, I could genuinely walk away from competing tomorrow and be completely content. Like, I've done loads in competing now, mate. It's like, in judo, we got 6 British titles, we won a Commonwealth Games, we got 10 World Cup medals. It's like, grappling, we've had an ADCC European medal, just won the Polaris title. We've been to ADCC, CGI and Quintet. Catch wrestling, we won the Worlds. We've had 2 pro MMA fights. It's like, competition doesn't excite me anymore. So I have to not compete much.
Right.
So if I'm not competing much, and then Polaris go, you've got a world champion in Tommy Langaka and it's for the belt, that's exciting.
Right, I
mean, I can train, I can do stuff right for that. Like, I can say no when someone asks me to go to a beach bar for a beer when I've got Tommy Langaka. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it excites me. But if I was competing like I used to in sports halls every 3 or 4 weeks, there's no way I'd ever do that again. You couldn't pay me enough to do that. Do you know what I mean?
You don't fancy a run at the next Olympics then, no? LA's not on the cards.
Honestly, mate, people always said to me, they're always like, why don't you do ADCC in Thailand? And I'm like, mate, why?
Yeah, for what, right?
Why?
Yeah.
Like, I win that and then what?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? Like, that's not for me now, do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's how I've just been managing it, and like, for me, it's working, mate.
Yeah. Boom, there you go. Well, mate, listen, this has been brilliant. I really appreciate it, mate.
Nice
I'd love to come out to Thailand, actually. Maybe we'll do another episode,
mate,
and I'll train for a couple of weeks, and we'll do that. Before we finish, I don't know if you've seen any of these. Most important question I ask you, which is what football team you support, and there is a right answer for this one, mate. Who do you support?
Football?
Yeah.
Liverpool.
That's about as wrong as the answer can be. Fuck, mate.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Oh,
Jay answered it right, actually. Jay obviously done his homework. Jay sat there and went Chelsea.
Chelsea?
He did. Jay said Chelsea. Yeah.
Fuck, he never watched football in his life.
But I think he's just being a good
fucking
fella, isn't he? He
licking
didn't
your
fucking
arsehole,
say
that's
Liverpool.
Yeah.
But mate, as I say, brilliant.
No,
I appreciate you, mate. I
Nice
always
one.
finish every episode with a fist up like
All
this.
right.
Squeeze the neck. Boom!